and I will share my screen. All right. So welcome all of you to John R. Wood. My name is James Schnars, and I'm the Vice President of Marketing. And today we're going to be going over marketing orientation. You'll hear from myself. I'll start this off, and then Julie Littman will come on and speak about all of our advertising opportunities. And then Scott Kelsey, our digital media manager, will then follow up with our social media and our digital opportunities for you guys as well. At any point, if you guys have questions, feel free to just jump right in and ask, and we'll be happy to stop the presentation and answer your questions. So the first thing I want to touch on is MyJRW. This is a tremendous resource for you. It's a one-stop shop, one-stop source for all your information. It is literally a how do I, where do I find anything. There are lots of information on here for you guys to go in and figure out all the marketing things we have, including some of the stuff we're going over today, the marketing resources guide, and all kinds of information here. So I'll jump right in. So a lot of the information we're going to go over today, if you click on that resources tab and then go down to marketing, and you can see all the way to the right, there's a marketing services menu. So most everything we cover is going to be in that services menu. So you can click that get file and it will actually download to your computer. So if you forget anything that we're telling you today, please make sure you jump on MyJRW and you can access that information there. So the marketing services menu, which we're going to jump into, is just redesigned. It's a comprehensive guide that walks you through the entire process of when you get a listing and what you can do and what you should do after you get a listing, including listing forums or your photographers, marketing tools that you have access to help market yourself and your business, and of course advertising opportunities that are available as well. So this happens to be like page 2 in that marketing services menu. And when you get a listing with John R. Wood, we actually pay for your photography. So we do have an approved list of photographers for you to go in and access. It is on this list here. You can see to the right. So there's 3 different tiers. So anything under $1 million, you have the photographers are all the same. It's just the offerings go up a little bit in the different price points. So all of this information is also located on MyJRW under marketing and photographers, which I will cover in one of the next slides coming up here. So you also have access to Express Docs, which is basically it's a print house, a print and direct mail house. But what that is essentially you can go into Express Docs, and once you have a listing, you can do your just listed cards, just sold cards right directly in the system. So you can go in, your photos should all be already in that system. You can just simply access them. There are over 100 or so templates in there for your different postcards that we have available to you. You can simply drag and drop. You can see on the right-hand side, there's some examples of some direct mail pieces or postcards, or there's the ones on the left, there are some oversized 8.5 by 11 style postcards that you can access. You can simply upload your mailing lists right there in the system and then click the go button, and you never have to touch anything. It will print, mail, postage, the whole thing directly on that system. It is a tremendous tool for you guys to be able to farm your individual communities and or farm areas to make sure you're always top of mind. You also can do brochures in here. So there are custom listing brochures that you can access. They look very similar to actually this postcard that you see on the left-hand side. But you can go on there and create your custom listing brochures, drag and drop your photos, put in your copy, and then simply hit the print button and it will print any quantity you want. I think they start at 25 or 50. You can print 50 brochures out and have them shipped directly to your house. So It's very inexpensive to do so. The brochures, I believe, are roughly about $40 or so for 50 of them of a two-sided brochure. And if you go to a fold-over brochure, I'm pretty sure they're probably about, I think they're like 85 or $90 for 50 brochures. So it's very inexpensive way for you to put your best foot forward when you get a listing and you're doing showings and open houses and things like that. So somebody can walk away with a real professional piece. You know, it's a lot better than just simply printing out an MLS sheet and putting it on the counter of a home. Plus your sellers will be impressed that you've created a custom brochure for them in there. So some of the other points I want to touch on here on this page, you can go in here and reorder business cards and order your business cards from this system. There are a bunch of different templates in there, so you can pick the one you like, upload your photo, and go ahead and print that out as well. So if you want to create any custom marketing pieces, we do have a full service marketing department here at John R. Wood. So we do charge $45 an hour for that. So you can simply go in and contact your individual designer. And if you have questions on who that is, you can always reach out to myself or Julie Littman, and they can point you in the right direction. But we have, there's 3 graphic designers that are assigned to different offices. And that is in the marketing services brochure here later on the presentation as well. But between Mike, Catherine, and Julia, we have all the offices sort of allocated out to those 3 designers that can help do any custom pieces. If you have ads or different postcards and things you want to get created. So here's what My JRW, where I was talking about. So underneath that marketing tab, if you scroll down, you can see the photographers on the left side. So if you simply clicked on one of those, it will actually bring you to their website so that you can contact them and order or set up appointments directly on their website. So you can also see on the right-hand side of that marketing tab, there's a tools section, and we just mentioned Express Docs, which is the 3rd one down, and we're going to go over Delta, which is the top one right there underneath tools as well. So it's another system for you to be able to send out e-cards and things like that. So we have actually 2 bulk email systems for you right now. In different tools. We talked about Express Docs. Well, actually in Express Docs is another system called Resora. And if you look at the top bar across the top of this large image, and it says email marketing right there on the top, that will actually bring you to Resora. So it is, again, it's a bulk email system. It allows you to go in there and upload your list and then send out bulk emails through that system. We do update that with templates. That is a paid platform that you can sign up for, and I think it's about $20 a month, if I'm correct, that you can sign up for that system. We do have a free system for you, which is Delta. This is part of, well, it's actually part of your technology package. So if you chose to get a website through John R. Wood, and I think that fee is actually about $395 a year, if I'm correct. Is that correct, Scott? I see you shaking his head, yes. So this will give you access and give you your own custom website through the Delta platform, and it also gives you access to this dashboard. And with this dashboard, you can see you have right across the top, it says create e-card and email blast. So you do have systems within the Delta platform that allow you to create email blasts and e-cards, and you can simply put in your MLS number and it will populate. There are a ton of different templates in there as well. So you can go into that system and use that to do your new listing or price reductions or just solds to your database and make sure you're constantly touching them and you're top of mind. The e-card section you see here also gives you the opportunity to create flyers. So if you needed a quick flyer for an open house that you may be sitting for somebody else, you can certainly go in there and put in the information, drop the photos in, and then grab a PDF and print it out and then bring them to your open houses so you have a professional piece to go ahead and hand out there if it's not your individual listing. All right. I am going to hand it over to Miss Julie Littman, and she's going to give you talk all about your advertising opportunities. So if you have any questions, you can obviously ask now or at the end of the presentation. Miss Julie?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to John R. Wood. I'm going to go over what's on the screen right now is actually step one of your new listing. And the important part for advertising your new listing is your new listing marketing form. This form is on SkySlope, so if you're using SkySlope, that form is up there, and it will limit the copy for you when you're typing in that newspaper ad copy. Okay. If you do not have ad copy on file for your listing, then it will not pull into any of our marketing reports for advertising. That includes Home Look, which is all our active listings, and Home Look Preview, which is basically our open houses. So you'll want to make sure that in the process of completing all the forms for your new listing, that you put this one as your top priority, because it is the #1 step for making sure your listing is advertised. The ad copy is limited to 160 characters with spaces. So you want to make sure that you are listing what is important to you or your seller or the home, to make sure that it is, when a seller or a reader is, a buyer is reading the ad copy, it's going to pull them in. So if they have a saltwater pool and something like that, that's what you're going to want to, focus on. With it being limited to 160 characters with spaces, you will not need to include the development name, the price, and this is all on the new listing marketing form, so you don't have to write it down. We do pull in the development name, price, address, beds and baths, the agent, listing agent 1 and 2, name and their phone number. Okay, so you don't need to include that. So with the 160 characters with spaces, you want to do like location. If you're going to do location, you don't need location, location, location. You're just wasting 160 characters. Okay, you want to just make sure that location with exclamation mark says it all. Okay. There are some guidelines that you need to follow when you're developing your ad copy. You do not want to use all caps. All caps in our advertising, it just spreads it out too far, and then it's going to look really funny because it's going to make it look spread out in the small space that there is. So we ask for no all caps, unless it's a known acronym like HOA for your homeowners association, something that's understandable to a reader. You don't want to get overboard with abbreviations. Limit the overuse of abbreviations, as it could get confusing. I know that I have received some ad copy and I've had to go look up some of the abbreviations, because I've been in the real estate with John R. Wood for 15 years. And if I don't know what it is, I can tell you a reader's not going to know what it is. So you'll just want to be really careful about overdoing the abbreviations. Please use sentence case. Do not capitalize the first letter of every word. I have found that a lot of agents like to do that. I don't know if it's just a visual for them, that they think it's going to look great, but it is distracting to the eye. So you want to make sure that it is in sentence case. So it's, first letter of the sentence is uppercase, and then the rest of it goes from there. Please use appropriate punctuation. And limit the number of exclamation marks as much as possible at the end of a sentence. It's just not necessary to put 3 or 4 when one will do. I have had agents, when I say use appropriate punctuation, I actually am talking about making sure you have the period, but also making sure you have spaces between each word. Some agents try to get creative and want to, because you're limited to the 160 characters, they will make it almost one big word by limiting spaces in between. So you'll want to make sure that you have all, the spaces in between. And you can always get creative, and maybe instead of using the word and, you can use the ampersand symbol and that type of thing. You can use the ampersand, but unfortunately, when you have if you want to do pool plus something and use you want to use the plus symbol to limit the number of characters. Our reports, marketing reports, unfortunately do not recognize the plus or the asterisk symbol, so it just makes it blank. So you'll need to spell out the word plus if you want to do plus, the word plus. When you're talking about abbreviating, like if you're really getting close, you can take the word private and make it PVT, which, because it's a known abbreviation for the word private. So you can get a little creative, but don't waste the characters if you possibly can, like the location, like I was mentioning, location. When in doubt, if you don't think a buyer is going to understand what you're saying, leave it out, okay? You just want to be as descriptive as you can, but you're going to have limited space to do that. Do know that when ad copy has been added to the system by the front desk people, I do receive an alert that that copy has been updated or changed, that field. And I will be reviewing ad copy just to make sure it's consistent with John R. Wood brand and stuff. So if the beds and bath are in it, I probably will remove it because it's already going to be at the end of it. So and I will just make sure that it's going to read well when it gets into our publications. The next page, the advertising options. We have several different places you can advertise. Some are free, some are not. We do send out, or I do, you'll see a lot of emails from me if you haven't seen them already, offering advertising opportunities. Newspaper classifieds through the Naples Daily News and the News Press are all done by you. However, if you don't have this handy dandy little piece, the marketing services menu, and you need to do a classified, you missed maybe the home look deadline and you promised some kind of advertising, you can do a newspaper classified. If you can't find the numbers and the emails and everything, just send me an email and I will help you out. That goes for anything that you need in marketing, in the way of marketing. Just send me an email and I'll get an answer for you, okay? Individual agent display ads in the Naples Daily News, the Banner, the Florida Weekly, any of those places. In order to get contract pricing, you do need to come through me for space reservation. And then I can work with you to get the designer and the graphics started and stuff like that. If you do in-house, as James said, it's $45 an hour. The 3 graphic designers we have on staff are phenomenal. And working with them, we'll make sure that we meet all the deadlines. If you use an outside source, that's okay too, but it's difficult for me. You will be in charge of making sure that I get all the ads and everything, for the advertising. The home look preview, which you see on the screen, that is, we do 4-pagers on this, which is basically exclusively open houses. It's for advertising all your open houses. When James had the MyJRW screen up, under marketing, when you log in, under marketing, there's a manage open houses. That's where you schedule your open houses. The deadline for open houses is 9 a.m. Monday for that upcoming Sunday. And I usually send out a reminder telling you what we will be advertising. If you don't see a reminder from me, then we won't be placing an ad. We'll be placing the strip ad that points readers to the myopenhouse.me, which is at the bottom of the home look preview on the screen under Naples Daily News. That myopenhouse.me will have all the open houses that are scheduled. The home look preview is limited to the 225,000 and above. We just find that those listings will have a really, really nice photo to it. So we do have a limit for that. The Florida Weekly that's on the screen, those are listings that we in-house will select and advertise. So that is, it's not a paid ad, it is free, but it is selected by marketing. And it will be in the Naples Florida Weekly, and we will also every other Thursday, we will have an ad in the Bonita Springs, advertising some of our Bonita Springs. And that's, I think, once a month until we get into the season. The next page is your advertising deadlines. We try to make it very, very simple for you by using this marketing services menu in order to, we have all the deadlines you need. The Home Look magazine, which is all our active listings. That schedule is on the screen right now. The calendar I'm showing is, I'm telling you that a great idea is to go ahead and get those deadlines on your calendar. That way you won't have any surprise when your seller is dragging their feet signing the paperwork to get the listing active. If you know these deadlines and you're aware of them, then you will not be surprised. The listing deadline for the Home Look magazine is your listing must be active in Matrix and in MyJRW by that listing deadline, okay? We've got the October issue, which will be printed. So September 14th, an email just went out from Catherine giving you a heads up that September 14th, which is Monday, is the deadline for new listings to be included in the Home Look magazine. Okay, so you'll need to have all your paperwork in to your front desk by 9 a.m. and then we will pull that afternoon for the magazine, which will be printed for October. We haven't had a printed one since April, which is typical in the summertime. But now we're back to getting ready to have it inserted in the Naples Daily News and some zip codes of the news press. Estate Lifestyles, I just sent out the permission email on that. So you, if you have a listing that's 995,000 and above, it would have pulled into my report and you would have received a permissions email asking for permission to place it. It is $100 a listing, but it's well worth it. It is an in-house piece and it's very, very nice, very beautiful cover and everything. The next page is all our advertising options. These are some of the magazines that we have vetted for you and feel they are worthy of the luxury brand of John R. Wood Properties. You will see an email from me for sign up for these. All you have to do is click on the link that is actually the name of the magazine. It will then open up an email. It'll have the subject line as the magazine, the date, and it will come to me. And all you need to do is, if you're signing up for the corporate ad, give me your John R. Wood code number for the listing, or if you want a full page, half page, whatever is offered for that particular magazine, you just need to let me know in the body of the email. And if you have any questions about it, just click on the link and it will, you can just ask any questions about any of the publications. The next is some other information that you may need. Printers, some of the printers that we use for if you want to do, if they do data mail. So if you have a list that you want them to mail it out, mail something out, they can do that type of thing. Sunbelt's very good for labels and that type of promotional materials that you might want to do. And then yard signs and just a little bit more of the information that you might need. And then, as James had mentioned earlier, the marketing department directory is here. It mentions the graphic designers who are, and then their office is next to them. So if you're not sure who it is, you might want to reach out and introduce yourself if you haven't already, the graphic designer for your office. And I think that's it on my part. Any questions? Anything that didn't make sense? You okay with everything?
I think
Any
so.
questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email and we'll find an answer and we'll work it out.
Is
Thank
there a
you.
copy of this presentation where you referenced everything? Is there a copy you can reference later?
Yes, James is recording it, so we can send it out to you. Also, out on MyJRW, the marketing services menu has all the items that we just discussed.
Okay, that's right. All right, thank you.
We're going through it page by page, but I can go ahead and send it to you guys also.
That would
so
be
you can
good.
searching
Just
for
look at it later.
it. Yep. All right, Scotty.
All right, here we go.
Hang on to your seat. Here comes Scott.
Okay, so my name is Scott Kelsey. I do the digital marketing for John R. Wood. A couple of things that we're going to talk about today let's do it like this. The first one's HomeSpotter. This is a platform that John R. Wood pays for you to have an ad ran for 5 days if your listing's over $300,000. The ads are ran on Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook affiliated sites, meaning thousands of different sites out there, anything from Wall Street Journal to Sports Illustrated to Naples Daily News. So here you can see on the screen is our boost numbers. The top one is for our August. It was August numbers. We were able to get our listings in front of 2.3 million people. And we had 29,000 people actually click on the listings and get more information. Below that is our year-to-date numbers. So you can see that we're almost at 12 million people reached and 223,000 people clicked on these ads. So how this works is when these ads show up on Facebook, they're gated, meaning when somebody clicks on the ad, they have to do something in order to get more photos. So we give them one photo, and when they click on the ads, it says, it'll say to unlock more photos, or to see more photos, unlock with Facebook. When that button comes up, they click on it and we extract their email address, and their email address gets emailed to you immediately. So now you'll know that Betty wanted to see more photos of that listing, and you could send her an email to say something along the lines of, hey, saw you wanted to see more photos. Here they are. Send them the link to your website, the community or the listing page on your website, and that's how you can get the conversation started. So that's what we do for you for free. If you want to do more, over here on the other side, there's a couple of different options that you can do. There's a new listing. If you wanted to, if your listing was, let's say 150,000, you can go in there and pay to have your listings shown for a 7-week or 7-day period. There's a new listings. There's a virtual tour video. Those were big during COVID. The virtual open houses were big during COVID as well. That's where you can set up a live stream and you can walk through, and Facebook will put that stream in front of everyone within a certain radius. There's also an open house section or open house ad, price reduction. And then if you just have a listing that you want to run an ad for again, so maybe it's not the first week, maybe it's the 20th week you have the listing, or however you want to do it. You can also run ads like that. Below that is the prices that we have for these ads. So you can see that there's a bunch of different options. There's a small, a medium, and large. That's not the real estate of the ad, it's the actual reach of the ad, meaning a 1-week ad, a 1-week small ad will be in front of at minimum 200 sets of eyes, and that goes down. For the larger one, a large 1-week ad will be in a minimum of 6,000 sets. So a good thing to do is I would have a lot of agents. They're running these ads right now. They're doing your listing ads, and they're running them to New York. They're running them to Chicago. They're running them to Washington, D.C. All these bigger areas where people are still stuck. People are still indoors. We're pushing those ads out to get in front of their faces. Last year when we had, this was going on during season, we had a lot of agents going in and doing the large 4-week ad locally. So when people are here in town, they're getting fed these ads, and they're all ran off your GPS on your phone. So it knows these are geo-targeted ads that when someone crosses that barrier, that geo fence, they're going to be sent that ad. So that's something that we can meet about. I have meetings all the time with agents. So if you want to talk about something like that, we can do it over the phone. We can do it a Zoom or a Chime meeting, or you can come and meet with me. So that's that one. So also I have agents that come in here and they want to focus on just on Facebook and Instagram, and they want to get their message with a larger reach at a different price point. So those ads that were in Boost by Home Spotter, they start off at $50. I think it's $49 is the cheapest ad, where I can go in on the back end of your Facebook business page and run ads for you. And this is a breakdown of some of the ads that we have ran in the past. A typical agent that comes in here, we spend $25 to $250 for each ad set. And that could be a weekend ad, or it could be a whole month long ad. It's just however you want to do it. We'll have to come up with a digital strategy. Maybe we can meet and come up with something like that, and then start working down from there. So here's an example, a Naples, Florida ad that's 25 miles from the pin. Like say your listing is 7 days. If we spend $25, we'll get in front of, or we'll have clicks. This is Facebook's algorithm is saying we should get an average of 56 to 203 clicks. I think that might be day. I think that, so I'll have to double check. So 56 to 203 clicks for the $25. If you did a same ad, I just threw in Ohio 7-day $100 ad spend, it's 322 to 924 clicks. So what I like to, it's hard to get the understanding of these digital ads. So what I like to tell my agents is, if you think of them as digital postcards, meaning instead of mailing out your postcards, you're sending them one digitally online. If you're getting for $100, it's going to be 100. That would get you about 100 postcards. Where in this, with your digital ad spend, that $100 can get you up to almost 1,000 clicks. So that means it's getting in front of probably 7,000 people. It just depends on how you want to look at your digital reach. So very cheap way to do it. Both of these options are very cheap ways to get your listings in front of a lot of people for very little ad spend. So this next post, if you have, James was talking earlier about the John R. Wood website. If you have a template, the agent John R. Wood websites, there's actually, you can see the third column over, it says Facebook. You can go in there and click on that, and you can set up your Facebook business page. It has to be a business page. John R. Wood will post for you, or the website will post for you. Meaning, if you have a new listing, we post that. If you a price reduction, we post that for you. We post your open houses. We post price reduction. We can post John R. Wood blogs. Anytime a blog gets posted to our website, it gets sent to your Facebook business page. So it looks like you're very active on Facebook, but it's really us doing all the work. That means you get to go in there and you get to do the fun posts. So you don't have to worry about all the business-like posts. You can go in there and share your videos. You can share photos. So we make it a little bit easier, and not a little bit easier, a whole lot easier for you to do things like that. So that's in the DeltaNet 6 platform that we were talking about. So these last two slides, they're going to be what John R. Wood, what we're doing for you all. So we have we started this new campaign here recently. We're running these digital display advertisings, meaning they're all over the internet. We're running banner ads to get buyers and sellers throughout the United States to click on these links, and we're funneling the leads through the reload department. So below that is the device ID. This is a pretty cool thing that we just introduced. So how this is working is, if someone is at Ritz-Carlton, and they're on their phone, they're at the pool, they're on their phone. We actually are pinging their phone so we know that these people are here at the Ritz-Carlton, at any of these. There's a handful of large hotels, resorts that we're going. So we know that these people with a little extra spending money that are coming down and spending money to stay at these resorts, we're hitting them when they leave with John R. Wood ads. So we know that they like this area, they like Southwest Florida, and when they get to wherever they're going back home, they're going to be hit with their ad, with John R. Wood ads, the same display ads from above. Over here to the top, we have pre-roll videos. So anytime these are going to be, you know how like you're on Facebook or on YouTube and you get that ad at the beginning that you have to watch, you know, 10 or 15 seconds of, we're running that. So when people are searching real estate, or they're searching for financial videos, Kramer, like if they're going to go watch Mad Money with Kramer, we're going to hit them with an ad at the beginning. So this is just a quick little way that we're getting the John R. Wood branding out. So it's a massive reach. We're also running the paid searches, so pay-per-click ads. When someone searches Naples real estate, or waterfront real estate in Naples, waterfront real estate in Fort Myers, Marco, all these places, this is where we're going to hit them with those ads at the top of Google. So we're trying to get those clicks. Also, the social media, like I was saying earlier, this is these are the boost numbers from 2019, and if you remember back to the boost numbers from current year to date, we're already almost 2 million above what we did all of last year for the reach. But we go on here and we post stuff on social media, meaning Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're posting all John R. Wood things on there, and those are posts that we want you to go out and share. So we try to make them kind of universal for everyone, so they can go in there. All of our agents can go in there and share anything that we post on our social media. So another thing that you don't really have to think about is, oh, I need to post something. Well, I'll just go on to John R. Wood and post and share their latest one that they have. So that's pretty much it for our digital marketing. Like I said, you can come and meet with me anytime you want to talk digital. We can meet here, we can do a Chime meeting or Zoom meetings like this, or we can just do it over the phone, however you want to do it.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Of all the people that click on the ads, how many actually go through to the next step and say, like, go to Facebook or put their information in?
Okay, so I think it's around about an average of 5 email addresses we get per listing.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good amount. Meaning once you have 10 listings, 10 ads ran, you're getting close to 50 email addresses, and we're paying for that for you. So once you start adding in your own marketing dollars to get to do a 2-week ad, then it's going to be 5, 10, 15 emails. Some of them are pretty high. I've seen some agents get 60 or 70 emails off of a 4-week
Wow.
campaign.
Okay.
And
cool.
that's great for your CRM. You just dump them in your CRM and just let it work for you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions that anybody has?
I have a question, John. Lance. So just coming new into the market there, I've got a team in Toledo with 3 full-time administrators. My son-in-law is my partner. So it would seem to me that it would make a lot of sense to get with a designer early on to, talk about, how to begin creating, marketing piece for myself. Just I guess a question, does that make sense as a starting point?
Yeah, I mean, depending on what you're doing, I mean, if you're wanting to create a direct mail piece or something like that, I mean, you have options in Express Docs already that you can drag and drop if you have individual listings. If you're wanting to create a branded type piece, then yeah, I'd absolutely recommend that you get with one of our designers and, tell them what you want, what you're looking for, size and content that you would like inside, and photos and that kind of stuff. and they can certainly create it for you.
And then, thank you. And then a follow-up question. In the session we had yesterday in meeting Phil, it was my first time. The question was asked by Samantha, which I thought was a good question. How much money should you expect to spend? And he had a really quick $1,000 a month. Do you guys kind of give a little bit of direction early on as to where is best to spend that $1,000?
Yeah, I can certainly meet with you if you wanted to put together a marketing plan and budget. I can certainly meet with you and we can discuss what that budget is and what your goals are, and we can come up with a plan and help you to move forward with that.
Good, good.
A typical number is 10 to 15% should be of your earnings should be spent going back into your business.
Gotcha. Well, that was very helpful. So, and yeah, that makes sense to me. So I'll follow up on that.
Okay, you got it.
There was one file yesterday.
Anything else?
Not for me, not at this point. This is very helpful.
You got it.
So
Well, just know, guys, if you have any questions moving forward, you can always reach out to any one of us, and we'll be happy to help you or point you in the right direction if we can't. So feel free to please reach out to us, and we're happy to help. So if that's all you got, I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk or see you soon.
Thanks, you
Thank
too.
you.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.